So you started rapping at 8, by 12 you're going to the studio. And then you end up forming a rap group called the Green Guys?
Yeah, yes, sir. The Green Guys.
Okay. And how did that come together?
My big cousin, rest in peace, here. My big cousin Corey, he was from Minneapolis. He was born in Detroit, but he moved to Minneapolis. We basically switched. His mama took them to Minnesota. My mama took me to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? They was doing their thing in Minnesota, whatever. They was called the Green Guys. So I wanted whatever my cousin wanted to do, I wanted to do it. Like at one point, I felt like he was my idol. I admired everything about him. So I just took that name and ran with it in Detroit. And me and my homies, Webbo and my brother Sean and Tezo and Renzo, all us just started, and rest in peace, Gigi, we just started turning up, doing music, throwing parties, stuff like that. We called ourselves the Green Guys.
Okay, but then at one point you went solo.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, and that was around 2012?
Yeah, 2012, exactly, on the nose. Yeah.
Okay, and then you put out the Clarity, which was your first mixtape.
Clarity 1, yeah.
Clarity 1. Okay, and when you put that out, how's the reaction in Detroit?
I took the city over in real life, like as far as the music go. I took the entire Detroit, Michigan over, and everything that surrounded, all the surrounding cities, like had it on lock. Like I that's when I changed my name to Icewear Vezzo. That actual, that CD or whatever. Like the response was something I couldn't even fathom. Like it wasn't even my intention to get that type of response at this point. I've been rapping so long trying to make it, and then when cracking, I kind of gave up on wanting to be a star or wanting to be famous or wanting to actually get some money out of it. Like at that point, it was just I'm making music for me, just having fun, making music for the guys. Like, when we pull up on the block, this the shit I want them niggas to listen to and vibe out to. But, by the grace of God, shit just took off. And the whole city, I took the city over on the music shit, literally.
Right, and Money Phone, was that the first song that kind of took off?
Actually, it was called Got It All On Me. Then a song called Dancing. Then Money Phone. Money Phone just kind of put the icing on the cake.
Okay, and that's the song that really kind of got you in the mix and got you noticed and so forth. Yeah. I mean, how did it feel to be rapping that long and finally getting a song? I mean, it's not a huge national hit, but in your city, it's popping.
No, that was the shit. Like in the whole Michigan, though, not even just in Detroit and Ohio, like Milwaukee, Muskegon, all that shit around us, it was cracking. But like for me, I ain't never compared it. When I get a blessing, I don't ask God what took so long. I just appreciate him. I tell God, thank you. I don't question why this and why that. So I ain't never really took that situation and been like, damn, about time, or why the fuck man, I'm like, look, I'm gonna run with this. Thank you, God. You know what I mean? But it is what it happened.
Right, and then next year you dropped the Clarity 2, and then Money Phone was on that mixtape, right?
Clarity 2 went even, like that shit was just that. It's one of them in Detroit. Clarity 2 like a staple when it comes to albums and mixtapes and shit. Like that shit that's when I'm like, man, I'm a rapper. I'm doing this shit. Even when Clarity 1 dropped, I'm still iffy about it. Like, man, whatever, because I always thought bigger. I'm telling myself, like, shit, this is just Detroit. We ain't even got a population of no more than 800,000 people. So if everybody in the city of Detroit bought my shit, I still wouldn't be able to go platinum. So this ain't enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when Clarity 2 happened, it's like, man, I can do this shit. I'm gonna go worldwide. I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna be the biggest street artist in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, in 2013, you dropped the Clarity 2, Money Phone comes out, everything is going well for you. Right around the same time, Young Jeezy signs Doughboyz Cashout from Detroit.
Yeah.
And then a situation happened between HBK from Doughboyz Cashout and then you and Green Guy Webbo.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, tell me about what happened.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, that shit just so much in the past, bro. Like, we got over that shit. We buried that shit, like, and them niggas some real niggas, like, you know what I mean? I fuck with Payroll, I fuck with Kid, now I fuck with Kid. Keith's my nigga, like, my baby, long live Rock. He passed, Snoop passed. it's just one of them situations like Detroit, that type of city where like we can't dig too much in the past because that shit it might renounce new feelings or anything, but just out of respect for them niggas, like them niggas got kids and wives and shit, like, you know what I mean? They watching this type of shit, like, I fuck with them niggas, bro. That shit in the past, like, you know what I mean? That shit out there, though.
There you have it. There you have it. And we don't have to dig into that particular situation, but what I wanted to say was that in that next year, you end up doing a song with Doughboyz Cashout, right? Which was Detroit Over Everything?
Yeah, Payroll was on there. Yeah.
Right.
So I was in my feelings, I ain't gonna lie. Eminem had dropped that Detroit Over Everything shit, right? So for me, it was just like, just basing the niggas that was on the song, like, it was just weird. It was goofy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who the fuck? Who other than Dage, like, who on this bitch? Like, other than like Dage, I don't even know if Trick was on there. It just threw the whole city up because it's like Eminem, homes don't even come outside. Like, for us to be so turned, like, I can name 30 rappers that's turned, and niggas done got deals and moved up and just blew up all this type of shit. And we really grinded on a ground level for Detroit making this shit happen. Can't no nigga and none of my peers ever say they met Eminem. And it ain't that he owe us nothing. Like, I always established that, like, Buddy don't owe us nothing. He ain't gotta give us shit. Like, we grown men. He got his own family to take care of. But it's like, just like, you know, now that I'm getting older, I realize that all it takes sometimes is for me to take a listen to a young nigga music to keep him from out the streets. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know we ain't nobody parents and shit, but like, just that one little push, you never know, you might motivate the next president. Especially if you like, you got this type of, if that man made it, you know what I'm saying? That's real inspirational. He inspired all of us, you know what I mean? But it's just like, how the fuck, we ain't never met, gang, we ain't never seen dude, none of this shit, like, never, ever, none of us. So it's just like for him to, you know, jump up out the bed and go wherever he did to make the song and decide to make a Detroit over what is called Detroit versus Everybody.
Right.
And decide to make a Detroit versus Everybody was just confusing to all of us. And I just took the stance and I decided to speak up. Like, this can't happen, this ain't it. You ain't got the authority to speak on Detroit at all. He can't even name nothing that's going on in that motherfucker.
Well, the song had Eminem, of course, Royce, Big Sean, Danny Brown, Dej Loaf, and Trick.
Well, yeah, Sean solid. Sean reached back. Sean done gave me, and this reminds you, we ain't looking at it, because we call it a soft press. We ain't soft press no nigga that's from our city. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like Sean solid. Sean gave me songs. He did shit with Babyface. T Grizzly cashed out. He do shit he don't gotta do. We don't ask for this shit. And, you know, Royce the 5'9" as well. Like, Royce, and I know him and M partners, but like, Royce just a different type of dude than him. Royce tap in, he fuck with niggas, he show love, he shout niggas CDs out. So to rephrase what I said, for me, it was more the fact, like, how can you even just think you can't put this together? You don't even know what Detroit is. You don't know who Detroit is, you don't even know. And there was so many niggas turned. Like, at that time, you had Dex Osama, you had me, you had Payroll, you had Peasy, motherfucking, like, it's just so many, it's Band Gang, it's just a bunch of niggas, like, a bunch of motherfuckers that was turned up, that we consider ourselves the real Detroit, that should have been on there. You know what I mean? Even the youngest, like Cash Kid, like, all them type of niggas, like. So we made our own, make a long story short, we made our own.
Well, what led up to you having, you know, one of the guys from Doughboyz Cashout on that song, considering sort of the issues you guys had before? Like, how did that get squashed to the point of you guys actually publicly putting out a song together?
Ain't nobody die from that shit. Ain't nobody get shot from that shit. None of that. Like, that type of shit be repairable. You know what I'm saying? Niggas bosses, we bosses, they gangsters, we gangsters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit ain't nothing. That's small things. Like, it be real smoke. You heard? Like, it be real smoke. That ain't smoke. That's not beef. That's rap shit. That ain't beef. So that type of shit always repairable. You can always come back from that. That ain't nothing. That's light. So as a real nigga and as a boss, I reached out, look, we doing this. He supposed to be on there. I never discredit no nigga. Like, if I dislike a motherfucker or we got different opinions and shit, it ain't for me to discredit them. I wouldn't be no real nigga if I do that. You know what I'm saying? And I knew if I was doing this song, them niggas deserve to be on that bitch. That's a fact. Can't deny what they brought to the culture, to the city of Detroit. Can't deny the way they got and had or whatever it is they did. That shit is undeniable. So I'm a real nigga. I wasn't gonna do what M did. You know what I'm saying?